My name is Andrea Antoinette Jones, and today is September 11th, 2023. Yesterday, I started recording this video here. Now, the thumbnail for the video says I am the Lion of Judah, but once you click on it, it's talking about my Uncle Kerry Marshall, and it's got some information about people trying to set me up to be murdered. So the video is titled West Chase Neighborhood is Trying to Murder Me. I finished the video today. So I started on it yesterday, but I finished the video today. Then I uploaded the video today. I need to go into some details about what God wanted me to record today. So I started on the video yesterday, but my phone died, and today I was at a bus stop asleep during the daytime, and I had a vision while I was asleep where I started recording myself going into a store that looked like a convenience store of a man that looked like he was a dark skinned, like Indian, or that he was Middle Eastern. And I asked him, or he said he didn't have a gun, that he did not sell guns. And he was saying something about a phone or something, and I recall getting upset and saying that the people in my neighborhood are trying to murder me. And he was saying that he would call the police on me. And I said, I don't care, call them. And I turned on my cell phone in the spirit and started recording him. And I said, the people in my neighborhood are trying to murder me. And I started walking around with the cell phone and recording his store. Just what was inside of his store. And so I walked outside and I was still recording, and I walked to a drink machine that had Sunkist on the front. And I remember putting $1 and thinking that, like, oh, I can hurry up and run to the drink machine. It was like I was being banned from being able to go in the store to actually purchase a drink. So I was running to the drink machine as if I would get caught trying to get a drink out of the drink machine. It was $1. I recall the drink machine turning into a washing machine. Now, I remember people putting soap inside of my water bottles trying to kill a baby that I am carrying inside of the women's shelter. But in the spirit, when I put the $1 in, it turned into a washing machine. I remember they closed down the washateria the other day when I went to try to wash my clothes at the washateria, saying that they were closed for a water shortage. And they have been trying to make me look dirty around the neighborhood. So in the spirit today, when the washer started, after I put the $1 in the soda machine, it turned into a washing machine. And then a little light came on and the washer started, all of these waters started flooding from out of nowhere. I don't know if it came from the washing machine. It just seemed like all of these waters came from nowhere, like an ocean. And it swept me and somebody else through what looked like a parking deck, where it looked like the washing machine was like in a parking deck. And I remember the flood taking us out into like the middle of a road, and The neighborhood looked similar to like where I am now, but it almost looked like an underdeveloped country because there were no buildings. There are a lot of buildings around, apartments, houses, but in the spirit, it was just a lot of tall trees, and it looked like it was like another country. This was because I did not see a lot of buildings and apartment complexes, housing communities. And so the flood went out into the street and it rose so high. The waters were brown. It was carrying like dumpsters, a green dumpster, all kind of stuff was floating in the water, and there were people, and our heads were above the water as if we were just sitting at the top, but we were still like submerged, but our heads and shoulders seemed like it was out of the water, and the floods were taking us like all around these trees in like the middle of a road. And there was this young white guy, young white kid, and he went underwater and came back up, and it was like mud all over his face. And I was wondering if there were sharp objects inside of the flood. So I felt that there was some sort of curse or punishment about them trying to set me up to be murdered. And I recall a white woman saying something about it couldn't, like that I couldn't try to save myself when the flood happened, that there would need to be some sort of rescue from like if you were caught in the middle of a flood where you would actually need somebody to help you. Well, the waters ended up receding and we were able to start walking back on the ground. And there were old people in the flood. There were all sorts of people in the flood, different ethnicities and ages. The floods were so high that we were at the tip top by the trees as we were floating and being swept through the neighborhood or through the trees. So there was a house that was out there. It was a big house, and the house was boarded up at the bottom. The windows and the front door was boarded because of the flood. And I said, this is not a place where you would even want to visit, because if you had a car and you were caught in a flood that rose past the first floor, then that would cause you to be swept away and not be able to drive. Your car would be ruined. So, as a matter of fact, I remember there actually was a flood in Houston when I got my settlement money from my mother. They had tried to set me up to be murdered when my mom died. And there was a flood. There were floods all over Houston. My mother left me $100,000 and they tried to kill me before I got it. I didn't even know that she was leaving it to me. And when I got it, the city flooded and it was all the way up to the trees. Well, I recall in the spirit that there were people in this house that had been boarded up at the bottom, and this black male caused the top floor to collapse, and there were black women at the bottom, and their furniture had water damage, and they were speaking about getting the furniture refurbished and not even wanting to get it back. And there was one woman that had scarring on her knee that was white with red rings around it and hair around it, and it looked parasitic. It looked like a curse because they were wicked. Like they just had started living this lifestyle to just be evil, trying to set me and my babies up. where one of my kids they took and said they raped him to death. And then the other baby is in me, and they've been torturing me with the baby alive in me for 5 years. They're saying that they worship white people and that they denounce God. So I recall after that, after seeing that in the spirit, I ended up in a location with a black female. And she designed television shows. She was showing it to me, and I saw something about Disney at the bottom. And then I saw something about a black male on the screen and him being afraid and maybe some type of trickery for the viewers. Then I remember that the first time that I saw something about needing a gun in the spirit recently, this is actually not the first time. I've seen it quite a few times that I should get a gun to protect myself. God was showing me recently where they were having a black male security guard at the Torchy's restaurant try to stop me from getting my mobile order, and he was calling K9 units. And when I went to sleep after I was able to get my food and leave the premises, I slept outside of the Judson West Chase neighborhood library. It's Judson Robinson West Chase neighborhood library. And the Lord showed me that I needed a gun. I was speaking with someone saying that they were trying to harm me because God told them to pay me $180 million about my pregnancy and to pay me $70 million about raping my son to death. And that it was $250 million that they need to pay me, and that they are refusing to pay it to me, trying to harm me, and that God said that he may increase it to $1 billion, the settlement that they will need to have to pay to me. So I woke up and I did not want to tell about the gun, but I did tell the rest of the information in a video titled God Said Pay Me the $250 million settlement. So while I was recording the first part of this video yesterday, I was speaking about my children's grandmother, a Caucasian female named Cynthia Olvera, molesting my little boy. And they had a male that has been being staged around the library area. He started trying to interrupt me as I was speaking about Cynthia Olvera raping my child. So I'm going to let you all hear my response to him. But I want y'all to watch the video. West Chase neighborhood is trying to murder me. It is a 3-hour video. But it is going to allow you to hear all of the details about what was said leading up to what I said to him and what happened afterwards. So 1 hour and 30 minutes into the video and 52 seconds is where he interrupted me. So I'm going to allow you all to hear that. Then when you get the chance, I need you to listen to the entire video up until that 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 52 seconds. And then I need you to listen to the rest of the video. No, ain't no you understand nothing. First of all, you ain't finna start nothing with me. If you want to, you can move over there. Move on. I don't care nothing about you sleeping over here. They got these men over here trying to set me up by the West Chase W and Library. Don't say nothing about me talking about my child. Everybody know that Cynthia was gang raping him to death. I'm going to finish saying what I got to say, and you can move your ass over there. You can move. I ain't moving no fucking where. I'm going to stand right here pregnant with this baby, and I'm going to finish talking about what I need to say about my child. They said they killed him, raping him to death. Now you let me talk.
Then talk.
No, ain't no yell. Ain't no yell nothing. Ain't no motherfucking nothing, bitch, nothing. I will grab something and protect myself from you. If you think you gonna set me and my baby up, ain't no doing, bitch, nothing.
Do it.
Do you do what you think you gonna do?
I'm telling you to be quiet.
No, you ain't being quiet, nothing.
All I'm doing is...
And I'm about to film his ass. Now, everybody hear the story about what I'm telling about Cynthia Olvera.
Yes,
so for you to open up your mouth after y'all been over here trying to set me up, no.
And nobody fucking...
Ain't no nothing.
Nobody fucking here is interested.
Ain't nobody here interested in nothing. Y'all not helping that white woman get away with gang raping my baby and setting me up all over fucking Texas. Now I'm sitting right here telling the story, and I'm gonna post the goddamn video. And I was not yelling. You just happened to overhear what I was saying.
How the fuck did I overhear in a fucking sleep, you bitch?
I ain't no bitch nothing. I ain't no bitch nothing. Ain't no fuck me and I'm pregnant. Ain't no fuck me nothing.
Fuck you.
Y'all need to arrest him.
Fuck you.
No, he's a male prostitute, and they got him and other homeless people coming around trying to fucking set me and my baby up for the Ku Klux Klan. I have been coming around this goddamn library, and I have been sleeping out here pregnant, and they've been staging their asses over here trying to set me and the baby up.
So then get the fuck out of here.
Ain't no get the fuck out of here, nothing. Ain't no baby, nothing.
Get the fuck out
He ain't never tried to talk to me like that. It's because the truth is coming out that they got them. No, it ain't no you trying to sleep nothing. Ain't no you trying to sleep nothing. Ain't no fuck me nothing. Ain't no fuck me bitch nothing. Let him talk because he tried to put his hands on me or something.
I ain't trying to put shit on you.
I know you're not gonna talk. Let him talk. So I'm gonna post a video of what's going on, and then y'all hear what happened. Y'all hear what happened. Y'all hear what happened. Nah, they doing this for the KKK. He doing I'm pregnant. Nah, ain't no he's trying to interrupt the story of what's going on. Yeah. They said they raped my baby to death. They said they raped my baby to death. Larissa Jones. No, my baby didn't deserve to get raped. He didn't deserve for Cynthia to rape him. No, he didn't because I shot Austin Midor. He didn't deserve. He was 22 months old. He didn't deserve for those people to rape him. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He didn't deserve to get raped. He didn't deserve for nobody to rape him. They said they gang raped him to death. And they said to me up outside, no, ain't no good.
Okay, so this is interrupting us continuing to tell what is going on about them raping Melbourne. So he's taking forever to move himself around. So I'm going to sit down and I'm going to continue to speak about my child and them raping my child. Whatever you feel you need to do what you feel you need to do. But I'm not finna stop talking about them raping my baby. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. No, I'm not. You're loud. I'm not loud. I got the recording.
You were being loud.
I have the recording.
You were being fucking loud, bitch.
No, I'm not a bitch.
Goddamn word. I was laying there. Asleep. Fuck you.
Knife.
I didn't say a goddamn word.
Yeah, my knife ain't no fuck me nothing. Ain't no fuck me nothing. I'm finna finish talking about my child, and if he want to try to yell, he can yell all he want.
You don't gotta fucking yell.
I'm grown. I am grown. You not my daddy. And ain't nobody yelling. And if I am, you can go somewhere else. So I'm finna finish back the recording, and I'm gonna be posting this underneath the video of the recording. So when you listen to the beginning of the recording, the story about them raping him, then you will see like this is out of line. Y'all should not be raping no baby and then sitting over there talking about good, rape him to death and all that crap. So I'm gonna finish doing the video. Okay, so basically I just had to record him. This man was just yelling and acting crazy. So I went back and I listened to where he started speaking with me. He's still right here, but I'm sitting down. I'm not letting nobody bully me about telling about Cynthia raping my child. So at 1 hour and 30 minutes, if you listen to that, you'll hear me say that he was crying so bad. And this man tried to accuse me and say that I was yelling. I was not yelling. You can listen to it. I was not yelling. So I had recorded this big old screaming match of him trying to say that Melbourne deserved to get raped. He deserved to get raped to death, calling me fucking bitch and all this stupid ass shit. And I said, well, I'm not moving. I'm going to sit right here at this library and I'm going to finish telling about them raping my child. If you have a problem with it, you can move around. So let's finish talking about what she was doing to him. We don't need no interruptions or distractions. Okay, so that was from last night. I had finished recording a lot of information, but my phone died, so I wasn't able to save the video yet. And this morning, coming into the afternoon, I had slept at a bus stop and I had a vision. So this is exactly where he interrupted me on this video. So I told y'all that it says the Lion of Judah on the thumbnail, but when you actually play the video, it says something about Kerry Marshall, talking about my uncle Kerry Marshall being involved with them stealing my baby. I was in jail for self-defense, and my family, they said they were bonding me out, and they didn't bond me out. I was not guilty, and I have a child named Melbourne Halo Midor, and his grandmother Cynthia Olvera had him, and because I had shot the white father in self-defense, they had my baby, and Cynthia started raping my little boy. So all while Carrie was on the phone with me in the jail trying to tell me that they were going to see if they could get the bond reduced, he was actually letting Cynthia rape my baby with her husband, and then they passed him to gangs and police saying that they were raping him to death with inmates and drug dealers that were Ku Klux Klan members. And then they were saying that they were letting the Black Freemason Brotherhood rape him, which is black men that are in gangs that are worshiping Caucasians in the country, saying that they were raping my baby to death, and then they tried to kill me pregnant in the jail with the baby that's still alive in me. So while I was at the bus stop, the Holy Spirit had me say that they were trying to set me up to be murdered. So the reason why he was yelling and doing all of that is because he knows that the whole neighborhood is trying to murder me. I want you all to pay very close attention because of the Holy Spirit and this numerology. I want you to pay very close attention to the 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 52 seconds. So I was saying that my son had sores on his rectum after he had spent the night at Cynthia Olvera's home. And this was before they took him after I shot Austin Meador. Austin Meador was in prison, but Cynthia Olvera had asked me if my son could spend the night. So my son came home and I noticed there were sores, and I said he was hurting so bad, and that's when the man interrupted me and he started trying to stop me from talking about my child, and it was at 1 hour 30 minutes and 52 seconds. Remember that, 1 hour 30 minutes and 52 seconds. So this morning and this afternoon at the bus stop, after I saw that they were trying to murder me, I saw it was almost like a picture, but it was like I was there in my apartment again when I took this picture of my child. This is my little boy, Melbourne Halo Meador, that Cynthia Olvera took, saying that she raped him to death with gangs and white men. And Cynthia Olvera stole my baby from the scene of where I was protecting him and said that she raped him to death. This was a picture that I saw in the spirit, but it was like I was still there in my home. Like I could literally just see his face and his spirit sitting in this high chair. This is my apartment. It was a 2-bedroom. I was telling my story in the video when he started interrupting. In the spirit, when I saw him, I heard, like, probably right before or right after I saw this, I heard Issachar. And I didn't know, like, if these were enemies, like some of the people like him, because there are a lot of people that are different ethnicities that are running around trying to set me up. Indian, Hispanic, Asian. And then I heard I heard myself say, but it sounded like my voice was mixed with a male's a little bit. And I said, I am the Lion of Judah. And I just felt myself empowered, like I will not be defeated by these enemies. So notice that it says Judge Tracy Gilbert gave my baby away to a rapist. They threatened to rape him. So I was like, let me find that picture of my baby in the high chair that I saw in the spirit when I got to the library. And I found it, and it says trying to kill me because they illegally took my son. And I've been putting this out for a very long time, and they just keep trying to set me up everywhere. And it says his father, Austin Meador, was abusing me and our son. So the father is white, the baby that I'm carrying, and of my son that they took. And it said the police decided they did not want to protect us. When I called several times, I called the police several times. He was assaulting me. I told the police he was assaulting me. There are some typos, but it says Andrea Antoinette Jones. That was one of my first YouTube channels. I now have 22. Now, I want you all to pay very close attention to what I am about to show you all next. Notice that the title says trying to kill me, and the Holy Spirit said that they are trying to murder me, the people in my neighborhood. And they are still trying to do it, and this is 2 years later. They said they killed him and they're trying to cover it up. But please pay attention to what I am about to show you. The time says 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 52 seconds. That is the exact same time that he interrupted me on the video where I was telling about them raping him. This video here, trying to kill me because they illegally took my son, is actually a video that has all of these pictures of my son. And this one picture happened to be exactly at that number, and the Holy Spirit showed me that exact same number at the exact same time that he interrupted in the video last night. So when he interrupted, I was saying that I had been wiping him and I saw sores on his rectum, and he looked like he was in so much pain. And then he interrupted at 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 52 seconds. So I knew that the Holy Spirit wanted to show this video that this man is interrupting me as I'm talking about Cynthia Olvera raping my child and that he was in so much pain. And the Holy Spirit wants to show that this is what is going on. They stole my baby and they are trying to kill me because they took my baby illegally. And then you hear this man talking about he deserved to be raped. Good. He deserved to be raped to death. And the Holy Spirit is showing me that he's talking like that because he knows that everybody in the community is trying to set me up to be murdered. I said, I am the Lion of Judah, and I will not be defeated. As you can see, it's the exact same time. So I said, I'm going to pull up all of the videos about them raping him. So it says vision of Joe Olvera saying he was raping my little boy. Gangs are plotting on my image. They said they raped my baby to death. It says that I filed a police report on Cynthia Olvera. They're satanically raping my little boy and torturing my pregnancy. Then it says the Illuminati is setting me up, the KKK is setting me up homeless to rape my baby. Then it says authorities go after him. This is Austin John Meador, the one who I shot. He was raping my little boy with his mom, Cynthia Olvera. It says authorities go after him. He raped our little boy. And then it says Jesus is violent about Cynthia raping my baby. And then there are videos of the baby moving alive in me that they are trying to kill, that is still alive in me from the jail. This is one that God says they have to pay me the $180 million. And that's the little boy that God is saying for them to pay me the $70 million, saying they raped him to death for protecting myself and protecting him from Austin Meador, who was assaulting us. This one says, God said they may have already killed him. This is when I was asking God about the people that are following me in cars that I actually spoke about in the video in the beginning that I'm describing, the 3-hour video that says the West Chase area or neighborhood is trying to murder me. And the Holy Spirit said that they're staging me outside because they may have already killed him. They may have already raped him to death. This video says my lawyer, Inger Chandler, was raping my toddler. So the woman who was representing me on the charges was a white female, and she told me that she was raping my baby to death with the Ku Klux Klan, with Austin John Meador, his mother, the Black Freemasons, drug dealers, and inmates. She said it was because I was Black and I shot a white person that she was raping my child to death with Cynthia Olvera and the KKK. This video says they said they were raping my little boy. Now, this has information about Nicki Minaj, Beyonce, Offset, Cardi B being involved, talking about they're worshiping white people in the country. And they're trying to help her cover up raping my child because she's white. And they're a part of an organization that believes that white people are superior to Black people. It has a lot to do with slavery, where they feel that this organization of white people that are racist, that feels that they had the right to enslave Blacks, they feel that they could rape my baby to death, but they are covering it up. And they're trying to have a judge say that I don't have custody and trying to stage me on the streets like a junkie so that they could try to stop me from proving that she was raping my baby, saying that she raped him to death. And that's how they're trying to leave me in the country and then set me up to be murdered. So speaking of that, my phone died, and while I was making this video just now. So it is 12:13 a.m. I am outside charging my cell phone to continue to put up the information online because they are staging me out of anywhere where I can be safe and put out the information, trying to stage me outside and cover up raping my baby. So I was charging up my cell phone, it died, and then I took a gallon of water, some antibacterial soap. I took a washcloth and I took some paper towels, a roll of paper towels, and I had to go on the side of a dumpster and take off my clothes and wash my body very quickly with uh, water and soap, and then pour the water over my body because they are trying to stage me outside as dirty so they can try to make it seem like this white woman was a fit guardian and she was raping my child, saying that she killed him with gangs. So as a mother, being that I'm releasing all of this information, like the audacity of them to be that racist and to be worshiping them to that extent, to try to do that to me as a black person, they need to try to stage me to look bad on the streets and then try to set me up to be murdered. So this video says that Beyonce is staging me outside for men that were raping my child to death in Texas. And it says Beyonce staged me outside for men to rape my baby boy, a little kid from a toddler. And that's how they are trying to set me up. So I'm going to go into the details about the people around the area that are trying to set me up to be murdered with them and trying to stage me outside like I'm some dirty, nasty junkie or prostitute. So they are trying to pay me out like I'm trash, basically, and kill my baby, raping him, and then lie and say, "Oh, he's over here with Cynthia, or he's over there with Austin." They know that they were raping him, and they know that they probably killed him. They said they killed him, and that's how they trying to do me. So it says Beyonce is staging me outside for men that were raping my baby, my child, saying they raped him to death in Texas. And it says Beyonce is showing allegiance to the Ku Klux Klan. Beyonce is staging me outside for men that were raping my child, saying they raped him to death in Texas. It says this is the baby that is alive in me that Beyonce is abusing with the KKK and trying to help them. It's a typo. Cover up raping my son. Beyonce abused my baby with the KKK, so it shows the baby alive in me, and then it's information telling about her. Basically, she's worshiping white people, and they said that they raped my child to death. So she has been trying to set me up with them to stage me outside instead of me being in a location where I can tell as a mother that is pregnant that this white woman was raping my baby to death. So I am walking away from the location where I was charging up my phone because I need to lie down. They have me lying down pregnant on the ground, and then they're starving me and lying about my pregnancy, and they're lying about raping my child, where the Holy Spirit let me know that they're just trying to murder me. So this video says they're starving me pregnant and raped my baby. I am on my way, walking down the streets, and this is how I started the video that I was speaking about. That is, the thumbnail is the lion. I am the Lion of Judah. And then I started the video out right over here where I'm leaving from this area to go and lie down. And I started the video out just like this, telling that Carrie Marshall was setting me up, my family member that did not buy me out and allowed them to start raping my child. And my family told me that they were letting them rape my child, and they feel that I'm so vulnerable without any help in the country that they're going to set me up to be murdered. But God is my help. So I'm leaving the premises where I was charging my phone. Is outside. So it's a charger that is outside. And if y'all just heard that vehicle, I said yesterday in the video, I'm walking down the street right now with a cart that has my things in it because I'm pregnant with a little baby, and you can see it kicking in my womb. And they were trying to have me dragging around heavy bags, trying to abuse the baby to death like that. So I have a cart where I'm pushing my things. And I was saying in the video yesterday that the West Chase neighborhood is trying to murder me. And I told that they are following me in cars, even when I was making the video. So I went and I came back to the library and I sat down to finish recording a video as I was loading another video saying that my cousin Irma Marshall, I saw her in the spirit conspiring against me with Cynthia Olvera that was raping my child. And Irma saw that the baby bump was starved and she was very rude to me and continued to try to set me up with Cynthia Olvera. So I was loading that video that was 2 hours and 45 minutes while I was continuing to tell that Carrie didn't pay the bond. Shakina was my little sister. Shakina Jones was about to pay it, but Carrie told me he was going to try to get it reduced, but they were already raping my child. And then by the time they told me they were raping my child, they were starving me in the jail, and my family was trying to set me up to be murdered with the KKK and saying that they were raping my baby with them. So I was released on the charges, thanks to God, and my family is running around trying to set me up to be murdered with the KKK and cover up raping my child. And the way they are trying to do that is by trying to have the entire country try to paint me out like I'm a drug addict and a prostitute and a bum outside. So this video says Cynthia Olvera said they were raping my little boy, and there are celebrities that are involved, so-called celebrities, that are setting me up to lie about her raping my child, and they have been trying to set me up to be murdered the entire time. So right now my phone is on 5%, and the people that are targeting me, they know where they have me sleeping. So the last video that I did before I saw my cousin Irma trying to set me up, it is called Legend, and it's telling about my cousin Michelle Marshall. And Michelle is trying to have them paint me out like I'm a drug addict, and she is an accomplice with the rest of my family to try to cover up Cynthia raping my child to death. And I offered a reward out of my settlement money for each of my family members. And I showed all of the evidence about the baby being alive in me in that video. And I also showed all of my channels that have hundreds of thousands of views, and some of my other channels have millions of views, and they're still trying to set me up with white people and with gangs of black people that are devil worshipers here in the country, where God has revealed to me today that they are now trying to set me up to be murdered in this area. I pretty much expected that, but I am the Lion of Judah, and I will not be defeated. So after I posted that video, I saw this says 20 hours ago or 22 hours ago. So I was loading that video. I saw Irma conspiring with Cynthia Olvera. So I saw Irma come past me in the spirit while I was lying on the ground after I posted Legend about Michelle Marshall, which is Irma Marshall's big sister, setting me up. Now, Irma was trying to starve the baby. Irma was trying to attack me in the spirit. So she has been trying to kill the baby with gangs and with Ku Klux Klan members. And this is all for protecting myself. And they said they raped my child to death. So I saw Irma going and picking up a vehicle for Cynthia Olvera in the spirit, and she came past me where they have been having me sleeping at bus stops and on the ground. But I believe I was standing by a bus stop in the spirit, and I showed her my baby bump, my stomach that was severely starved, and she was rude. And then she went off and got in a vehicle, and I saw Cynthia Olvera, a fat white woman, and she was trying to set me up with her. So I was about to start loading that video when I started the video West Chase neighborhood is trying to murder me. And it had information about Carrie Marshall just telling about my uncle, because I was thinking about all my family members that were involved with trying to set me up to be murdered. It's my entire family. And I got down to Carrie, and I was like, Carrie was the one who got on the phone because God was saying that my sister Larissa Jones and Shakina Jones, that they should have bonded me out of the jail. I was not guilty. I've been released on all charges. I was not guilty for protecting myself. And I said that God said that they should have bonded me out. They told me that they had paid the bond already, but then God said that they set my child up to be killed. So they decided not to pay the bond and to set him up to be murdered, to let gangs rape him to death for me shooting Austin Metter in the leg. And God said it was because they were jealous, because my son was mixed race. His dad is white, and my sisters and I are brown skinned. So God was showing me that they were jealous of him. So they allowed gangs to start raping him and decided not to bond me out. And God said they set him up to be killed like that. And Carrie Marshall was on the phone with me when Shakina was doing the setup and deciding that she was not going to pay the bond. She was setting my child up to be killed, to be gang raped. And they were lying to me about not paying the bond. And they took advantage of me as a mother and as their family. And they knew that I was vulnerable, and they knew that they were all that I had. And they took that as an opportunity to rape my child with gangs and to think that they would set me up to be murdered pregnant in the jail. And they thought I didn't have anybody. They were always wicked to me my entire life. But God was with me, and He kept me alive. My cell phone went dead, but I went to sleep. And before I went to sleep, I asked the Lord, I was like, God, if there's anything that you want me to add to the video, then let me know. So that was yesterday, September 11th, 2023. Today is September 12th, 2023. Hopefully I'll be getting this video posted today. So I did see some things in the spirits while I was asleep. I recall there was a lot going on in the spirit. I remember trying to pay $100 to get a location that was like $30 a day in the spirit. And there was someone else that wanted to pay as well. And I was like, you know what? If I could do that, then I could keep on paying for that location. I recall there being a male, and we were talking about not letting a doctor or something like that come between us, or something about a doctor. I remember being in a car with a female, and she was on the driver's side. I was on the passenger side, and she like a brown skinned woman, and she had like this long ponytail, and we started talking about a male. And I don't know if she had been talking to him or what was going on, but I remember telling her, I'm thinking about, I think I said that I might get back with Offset. So I think she was kind of looking at me like, like, you might do what? And I'm like, yeah, something about some stuff he be doing, or something about, I was saying something about his lip. I said something about his lip in the spirit. And I don't know if like the Holy Spirit put emphasis like on her bottom lip when we was talking about his lip. And I think I was like, yeah, when I woke up, like, yeah, we were talking about Offset in the spirit. It was something about like a cold sore or something that he had on his lip. And I was saying something about, I'm thinking about getting with Offset, but then I said something about some stuff he be doing and something about his lip. I don't know. And she was like, like, I think she kind of understood what I was saying. I'm not exactly sure. I don't really remember everything. But what I do remember is being in a location and there were wigs. Like, I was looking for my lace front wigs in the spirit. I was like, where are all of my wigs? Like in the spirit, I had all of these wigs stacked up, like these color wigs of different textures, different type of styles, unique designs. And I was upset, and I was going through what looked like an apartment building or some type of units. And I started going through all these different women's cabinets, and it reminded me of like the spirits of my family, like the women in my family, like cousins, sisters, but it could have been other women. And I saw that they had all of these wigs and color wigs, and I was going through the wigs, and I was looking at the designs on the cover of the wigs, and I was like, I think these are my wigs. And they were like new in the pack, and I had some specific ones that were mine. It was maybe like 12 of them stacked in different rows. And I was going under these cabinets and looking for them, and in these cabinets and looking for them. And I think that I may have found them, but I remember kissing this male in the spirit. And this was around the time that the wigs were there. And there was something about, I think, my older sister or something involved with the male. I don't know. But what I do remember is the wigs. And I woke up this morning like, God, like all the other stuff, I wasn't really, moved by the other stuff because I've been going through a lot with Offset. But as far as those wigs, God has shown me that he's going to start me a wig line and a weave line. And the fact that women have been trying to set me up to not win my settlement, it was like God had been showing me them trying to steal my ideas about my settlement as well. So I want to tell y'all that I am at the Judson W. Robinson Jr. West Chase Neighborhood Library right now recording this audio. But God was showing me women trying to steal my business ideas because I had told about it on my channels that I was going to win this $250 million settlement, and that God is starting me a hairline. So I saw first Cardi B trying to steal it. My hairline, and then I saw JT trying to steal it. So basically God was saying that they were trying to steal my ideas. So with Cardi B, he was showing that she was trying to have people starve my pregnancy and then steal my business ideas for a hairline. And then he was showing JT trying to basically capitalize on the fact that people were trying to starve me, and then she was trying to steal my ideas about my hairline. And both times the Holy Spirit had basically showed them that y'all don't even know what we have in store. You're just stealing ideas and then doing them first, and then thinking that I won't win my settlement and that you will basically steal my business ideas. So after that, I had saw some more women, like some white women and some other groups of women that were stealing the hair for some ponytails and stuff. And they were starving me on Fondren Road, trying to cover my pregnancy then. So in this area, they were starving me, and they were trying to set me up to be murdered. And then they thought that I wouldn't win my settlement. So when God was telling me yesterday that they were trying to set me up to be murdered in this area, in the West Chase area, I was like kind of blown away when I saw the Holy Spirit still showing me my wig line and fighting for the wigs. So I was like, okay, that means that God is going to follow through with what he showed you that he is going to do for you. And that he is not going to allow them to get away with starving you, setting you up to be murdered, trying to stop you from winning your settlement, and thinking that you're not going to have your business. So it was as if the way I interpreted the dream about me chasing them, saying these are my wigs, and there were brand new wigs in the pack. Like, I was like, these are my wigs, and they're stealing my wigs. Where are my wigs? So that means that while you're trying to set me up to sleep pregnant on the ground, trying to starve my baby and set me up to be murdered, you're also trying to steal my business ideas as well. And the Holy Spirit fought for me to get them back. And that's how he did in every vision that he showed me of my hairline, me fighting for my hairline. So with Cardi B, I was on Middle Glen Lane at a bus stop, and the Holy Spirit came to me and showed me these packs of hair, like straight hair with Cardi B's face on it. And then I woke up like, Daddy, what is this? Is she trying to collaborate with us, or is she trying to steal ideas? And then I went back to sleep, and the Holy Spirit showed me in a McDonald's, and they were stealing my business ideas. By what he showed me was that the McDonald's employees were skimping me on my ice cream and trying to starve me as I was ordering different food items, trying not to give me what I had ordered. And then he put me on the phone with my dad, Andrew Jones from Atlanta, Georgia. And I said, Dad, after they were trying to starve me, I said, Dad, this girl is stealing all of my ideas, and she's trying to. I said, Dad, God said that I have some money coming, and this girl is stealing all of my ideas and trying to do them first. So he showed me that they're trying to starve you, and you do have this money coming. She's stealing your ideas, and then she's trying to do them first. So that's how he showed me that she was trying to steal my ideas about my hairline, but he still took up for me and let me know what was going on as they were trying to starve me, that this person was trying to steal my ideas and trying to do them first, and that I do have the money coming. So after that, with JT, I was on Fondren Road because they had tried to starve the baby to death in this area where I am now, and I left this area and went to Fondren Road. Then when I was on Fondren Road, they were starving me pregnant on Fondren Road, and I was outside at bus stops over there. And then one night, God showed me, I walked up to JT in the spirit, and I saw that JT was trying to have hair in the spirit, but she was trying to do a salon type environment where you could kind of get the hair and they could apply it. And the Holy Spirit was like, anybody can just get some regular straight black hair, and God was showing that she was trying to steal the business ideas, but that she does not know how we are going to do the hairline, that she was just trying to steal the idea, but it was basic how she was trying to do it. And God was like, anybody could do that. So he basically stood up for me and let me know that JT was over here trying to steal your ideas about having a hairline while they're trying to starve you on Fondren Road, but it's basic. Anybody can do what she's doing. That's basic. That's nothing compared to what we are going to do. So that was encouraging to me and let me know that he was still standing up for me, because JT was just trying to let them starve me and cover up my pregnancy and think that I was not going to be able to start my hairline, and then try to steal the ideas and just do some basic shit with some straight hair. So after that, I was still on Fondren Road at the same bus stop where I saw JT trying to steal the ideas, and I was asleep. They were still starving me by having me walking around begging them for food. And I remember seeing these young white women, and I recall having packs of hair where the hair was packaged. And I had seen one white, no, she was mixed with white, looked like. She had stole a pack of the hair. And I went after her, like, give me my hair, give me my hair. And she put the ponytail on, and then she went to turn tricks in the ponytail. And I went after her to snatch it off of her head in the spirit. And I saw something about Beyonce and her being racist, and she was in trouble with the Holy Spirit and with black women that knows that she is promoting the worship of light skin, while they have been abusing me as a brown skinned woman for protecting myself from a white male. So I was glad that the Holy Spirit had took up for me about my hairline. He was showing me new pieces that he had designed for me that were ponytails. And he went and made me snatch it out of her head. And it was kind of symbolic, like, they're starving you. I have these designs, and they're just trying to steal all of your ideas and starve you outside at a bus stop. And that encouraged me, because I went to her in the spirit and snatched it off her head. Like, what God had for me is for me, and I'm going to have my hairline. So last night I was going through the cabinets, and we had packs of wigs that were already designed and manufactured with the picture of the wig and everything. So I went through all these different women's rooms, and I was like, where are my wigs? Those are my wigs. So I was still having the Holy Spirit basically take up for me about my hairline while they were starving me pregnant on the ground. So as I close out this video, I just want to tell y'all a little bit of information about some of the people that were trying to set me up to be murdered in the area, because God was showing that in the spirit they were trying to say call the police on me about stuff, and then he said that my neighborhood was trying to murder me. So I want to tell y'all that this lady named Lucille at the Target, she called the police on me over here in the West Chase area on Westheimer Road at the corner of I think it's Walnut Bend. I was going in the store and asking them to help us with food, and she got on the phone with the police after I asked her, was it a problem with me with me finding someone to help us to get food? And then she lied to Houston police and said that I stole something out of the store. And Houston police checked my bags and I did not steal anything. God was showing me that they would do that, accuse me of stealing stuff, trying to stop me from winning my lawsuit, and that the police would let me go, and that my baby daddy, Austin John Meador, the white male, that he is involved, that he's the one behind trying to stop me from getting a multi-million-dollar lawsuit by trying to have people accuse me of stealing. But God is showing me that all that trying to act like you calling the police on me, that there is murder involved, that they trying to set me up to be murdered now. So the HEB on Westheimer Road is the Royal Oaks here in the West Chase area. It's right down the street from the Target. I was going inside of the HEB and asking for food, where people had been helping us with the food. And they had told me to hurry up and get out of the store. And he was like, call police, call police, call police. And I have a multi-million-dollar lawsuit about my pregnancy. They were abusing my pregnancy and said they raped my baby to death. And so I was like, I'm leaving. You don't have to call the police. And they were still trying to get the police to harm me as I was walking off of the property grounds to go to another restaurant and ask them to help us with the food. So the Target and the HEB were trying to call the police on me, and God is saying there's murder involved with these people acting like they're calling the police on me. So the next establishment was the McDonald's on Westheimer Road here in the West Chase area. It's across from the On-Q, and it's right next to a Taco Bell and a Dunkin' Donuts and a Chinese buffet. And a woman named Joanna, she was trying to stop me from getting people to help us with food, but she was trying to mainly stop me from using the restroom in the morning. I would just go in there and do my hair and makeup, and they were having gangs that work at the location following me in the bathroom for the Ku Klux Klan, where they were trying to stage me to look dirty outside to try to help Cynthia Olvera, Austin John Meador, and Joe Olvera cover up raping my child. And then they were trying to starve my pregnancy, trying to stop me from getting anybody to help us with food. So she was even calling the police when I had the money to come inside of the McDonald's to purchase the food. And Joanna was calling the police, and God is saying that it's murder involved, that they're trying to set me up to be murdered. She kept saying, call the police, call the police. And so the woman at the Taco Bell right next to the McDonald's, she did the same thing the other day, where I had gone into the Taco Bell. I was about to pay for some food, and I went into the restroom with my bags, and she came and knocked on the bathroom door. This is a new general manager. They switched out the old one so they could bring in gang members to help them do the operation and try to set me up to be murdered in the area. And she came and knocked on the door as soon as I took out my washcloth and my soap. As soon as I came in the bathroom, I hurried up and took out my washcloth and my soap, and she started knocking on the door. And I was like, who is it? She was like, we need to get inside the bathroom. So I said, I haven't even got a chance to use the bathroom yet. And she was like, well, we need to get in there. I said, okay, well, you can go ahead and come on in, and I'll just come back in after you finish, because I don't need you rushing me. And then she was like, oh, well, we just don't want nobody taking no bath or changing no outfits in the restroom. I'm like, why would you be concerned about what I'm doing in the restroom for for 5 minutes. And then she was like, just call the police, call the police. And then I had got my camera and I talked to her. I said, if you were not involved with trying to help Joseph Olvera and Cynthia Olvera recover her raping my child, then you wouldn't have been bothering me in the restroom. And I said, if you were not involved with trying to set us up, you would not have been bothering me. So I had filmed a little bit of it and I put it in a video about Sierra, because they have them doing pregnancy rituals where they're trying to get pregnant and have children, and then they've been trying to kill my baby and me and lie about my pregnancy. So she was another one of the establishments that had said call the police. Now there was another establishment on Fondren Road where I was telling that they were starving me and setting me up when I was telling y'all about JT and these women trying to steal my business ideas. She was saying call the police out of the Burger King where they were trying to stop me from being able to go into the location to get breakfast in the morning with the donations that I had from people helping me with donations in the area. So there was the McDonald's, the Target, the Taco Bell, the HEB, the Burger King, and then they were doing it at Walmart at different locations, trying to say call the police, trying to stop us from getting people to help us with food. Now, I knew they were trying to starve the baby and trying to do it all over the community, but God let me know that now all of them sitting over there trying to talk about call the police on you, and anybody that open up their mouth talking about call the police on you, they're trying to set you up to be murdered. That's what they're doing. That's what the neighborhood is trying to do, is they're trying to murder you.